Welcome back to another great episode of Mixed Results. I'm Steve.
And I'm Joe, and we're here today to talk about the rise of the Internet of Things in local government.
So you guys have just come off doing our digital cities and digital county surveys, and you've got some interesting data around IoT. You want to talk about what both cities and counties are doing there and how it's trending?
Yeah, it was actually real interesting. We've obviously been focused on smart cities for quite some time in terms of the conversation that we have with our industry partners and of course with the funding that we see throughout the nation. This year's surveys of our cities and counties reflected a rise of the Internet of Things in terms of strategic planning. More city and county IT leaders are factoring in the Internet of Things in terms of their strategic planning process. In fact, we saw at our cities about a 20% increase in IoT consideration, the Internet of Things. It was over 80% of cities indicated that they are now thinking with and planning with Internet of Things in mind.
I find that interesting, right? We've been watching through government technology, through the Center for Digital Government, this evolution of IoT and kind of the connected idea around smart cities. But that's been often around a few, leading cities or pioneers, right? Chicago's Array of Things initiative has gotten a lot of attention. San Jose, I know, has a strong smart city initiative. But this number, the fact that more than 80% of all our respondents are now thinking strategically around IoT would indicate, I think, that this idea that elements of smart cities are becoming more mainstream as leaders look at this technology.
Right, and to be clear, we're seeing strong growth of the counties as well. That growth's still in about the 60% range, but it's double-digit growth there compared to last year in terms of their consideration. My takeaway from the findings is that we're going to continue to see that growth of IoT investment, smart cities opportunities. But you're right that the big bang wholesale approach isn't going to be there for quite some time, if ever. But what this to me indicates, the data, is that we're going to start seeing more initiatives come out. Whether those are the smart streetlights, the smart garbage cans, the smart transit. Very point plays, very vertical specific. But it's very promising that we're seeing this rate of growth over the last three survey cycles.
Well, I think it's a good sign, right? Like we've been saying, the path to smart cities is incremental, right? Deployments that make sense for your community and solve a need. But we also think the key to building on that is having a vision, right? You've got to have a strategy that those pieces fit into. This would indicate that leaders are working on those strategies, right? What do we think about this, and how do we make sure the pieces we're deploying fit together in the right ways?
Right. I think that the other big takeaway for me is that we're talking about it being tied to the strategic plan. One of the reasons why a smart city initiative or an IoT, Internet of Things initiative, may not work out is that if you're just doing it for the sake of adding another sensor or doing something cool, it's not going to work out. It's got to be linked to the business need, to the constituent need, and your overall goals. So the idea that we have double-digit growth and 80% of cities factoring IoT into their strategic planning process linked to their business goals and their operational goals is very positive. The rise of IoT is only one, obviously, fact from the survey. There's a tremendous amount of insight and data in there. If you're looking for more information on both our digital cities and digital county surveys, check out govtech.com.